Okay, I'm going to ad lib a little bit here. I thought I'd just change the nature of this channel a little bit. I've got this book, which I got from a charity shop, I believe. The bumper book of British Sleaze by Richard Morton Jack and Owen O'Rourke. Now, I was looking through it to find something to read. Yeah. And I found this name, Channon, Paul. Born October 9th, 1935. Died January 27, 2007. MP Conservative, Southend West, 1959-1997. Now, that struck a bit of a chord because I have another book which I happened to pick up in a charity shop. It's called Henry Chips Channon, The Diaries 1918 to 1938. And I read a bit of this. It's by Simon Heffer. Edited by Simon Heffer. I read a bit of this book, and it's really interesting. He had a really interesting life. Whether you agree with his lifestyle, his politics, or whatever, he had a really interesting life. Well, I think he is the father of Paul Channon. Chips Channon is the father of Paul Channon. I'm pretty sure, because I read a little bit of it and it says something about it. So I should need these glasses for this bit to hide my eyes while I'm reading. Okay, here we go. This is from this. Oh, yeah, the light's on. Just not very bright. Paul Channon, long-serving Tory who, aged 23, inherited his fortune and seat, despite 129 other aspirants, from his lusty father, MP diarist and snob Chips Channon. MP diarist and snob. Look at the size of that diary. That's only a couple of years. Oh no, it's 20 years. 20 years, but still, that is a lot to do in 20 years. If you do all that and it's all interesting in 20 years, that's pretty good going. Okay. He inherited his fortune from his lusty father, MP diarist and snob Chips Channon, who'd married into the filthy rich Guinness dynasty. See page 1, we won't go into that. He'd married into the filthy rich Guinness dynasty. It was unfortunate for Channon Jr. that his eventual appointment to government as Secretary of State for Trade and Industry in January 1986 would coincide with a scandal engulfing his mother's family, triggered by an illegal attempt to inflate the Guinness share price. Inflate. Sorry. Triggered by an illegal attempt to inflate the Guinness share price. With such a deafening clash of interests, Shannon's position in trade became uniquely impotent. Unable to lift a finger to police either his family accounts or the biggest domestic issue his department would probably ever face, he was deftly shuffled sideways to transport. All went well until 2003, when The Guardian revealed that his trade role under Thatcher had also extended to arming Iraq. At the time, it had been known that Saddam Hussein was gassing his opponents by the thousand, and it was perfectly possible that Fallujah 2, a chemical factory built in Iraq by Britain in 1985, behind America's back, had been used to manufacture chemical weapons. But Channon pressed for the British company involved, Ood Limited, to receive insurance and export credit guarantees. The latter ensuring its activities were hidden from the public and the US. It's in quotes. I consider it essential everything possible be done to oppose the proposed sale and deny the company concerned cover, one Foreign Office Minister wrote to the government. The MP responded, a ban would do our other trade prospects in Iraq no good. In 2003, the coalition forces cited Fallujah 2 in their justification for invading Iraq, pointing out its obvious use in manufacturing WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. When The Guardian tried to confront him with this information, Channon, now Lord Kelvin, declined to reply. He was bronzing himself in mystique. Okay. Well, that's a bit sad to read that, really, quite honestly. But this book is one of those I will always intend to read it because he had such an interesting life. And I will open it at random. Okay, Monday, 5th of February. No, Monday, 25th of February. What year? 1935, Southend. A meeting at Westborough Ward. I did not prepare my speech and left it to the inspiration of the moment. It was the best I have delivered. Now I can speak. The war ruined so many millions. It must have made a few people, a few young men like Anthony Eden, who would not be where he is except that there are so few. Certainly, it made me, or was my vitality, my personality so strong that it would have emerged somehow. I'm sorry, I didn't read that very well, but you can probably figure it out. Shall I read it again? No, I won't. Right, Tuesday, 26th of February. Southend all day. And to the Women's Advisory meeting and spoke again. Motored home to London. Honour is beginning to feel very ill. Her natural spirits are damaged by the pregnancy. Thursday, 25th of February. We bought an Empire cabinet at Christie's. At 4 o'clock, two Southenders, Mrs. Talbot and Mrs. Jackson, came to tea, really self and class conscious, and we took them to one of Mrs. Baldwin's at homes at 11 Downing Street, next to 10 pounds. It was crowded with bores, but we were able to introduce our ladies to Lady Astor, who was breezy and funny. She is a great woman, but we mean nothing to each other. She is warm-hearted, kind, highly energetic, a whirlwind of a woman, a wit, but an unconscious snob, a hypocrite and blind to much that happens around her. For years, her heavenly Clevedon was the modern Sodom. Her Christian Science wraps her in a veil of sham, and she believes, as they all do, only what she wants to. We took our ladies on to the House of Commons, and as we walked in the corridors, I wondered how much I should grow to love them. Quite nice, isn't it? Okay, I'll finish with that.